Do you think I got my physique drinking raw milk, doing ice baths? I do whatever I want. I'm honestly sick of the amount of geeks, absolute geeks, bro. They try and tell you need to do a million things to get a good physique. Yet they don't even have a good physique themselves. There are so many dorks out here that are majoring in the minors and minoring in the majors. Geeks complicate, but winners simplify, because simplicity equals consistency equals results. And the thing that I realize is the more information that we have access to, the worse it gets. And I think it's worse than having no information at all at this point, because I'm seeing something that has stopped everyone from even starting. Analysis by paralysis. That's what I'm seeing now. People just scrolling, watching YouTube videos. I'm sure this is not the first video you've watched about getting in shape. And I'll tell you what it is, bro. It's procrastination. It is the ultimate form of procrastination. Consuming information, but doing nothing about it. The sheer volume of information that we have now, that we have access to, has made matters worse, because now people don't know what the truth is. Every second guy is trying to sell you some elaborate program to get you into their course, to get you into their coaching, tell you something that's going to absolutely blow your mind. Did you know that almonds are going to make you fat? Did you fucking know that? Here's the truth, bro. And you motherfuckers believe that. You're like, oh shit, I better start avoiding plastic cups and containers. Bro, a plastic cup is the least of your concern right now. You're fat. The fact that you think these are going to save you from being fat or from being unhealthy is absolutely ludicrous. And hopefully, this is the last video you need to watch before you actually get off your ass and do something. And stop consuming all the information and make it more complicated than you have to. By this end of this video, I'm going to show you the 3 creeds that if you follow for the next year are going to get you into unrecognizable shape. The truth is, I just applied myself to the basics that actually work. And before you swipe away, because you already know this, if you already know what I'm about to tell you, then why haven't you got there yet? Why haven't you achieved your dream physique yet? These basics are going to simplify the whole game for you, and they're going to make it ruthlessly effective. I don't worry about the specifics. Everyone has their own blueprint, and this is something that I really want to encourage you guys to think about. What is your blueprint? What is your method? And develop it. Don't let go of the fundamentals, but develop your way of doing things, because that is going to lead to the most rewarding journey for you and the best results, because it's going to be something that you can actually stick to. That's what I do in my coaching. So if you want to hear more about that, press the link in the description. But that's besides the point. The problem that I see is complexity now. The more complex, the more rules that we have to dictate ourselves to do. You have to eat this. You can't eat this. You can't eat that. You've got to train this way. You've got to live in the gym and do this. Why are you doing this exercise? You've got to do this exercise. The more rules that we create now to getting into shape, the more resistance, the less likely it is for you to follow through and be consistent, which is, at the end of the day, the number one force for what's going to make you build the physique, the Greek god physique, the top 1% physique. Amateurs tend to make things more complicated than they have to be, but the real chads, they simplify. They simplify it down to its core principles. And these are the principles that I'm going to show you on the whiteboard in a second. And it's going to absolutely blow your mind how simple it is. But I've changed my game plan millions of times over the last 2.5 years of training. And yes, I've only been training 2.5 years. Shocking to some of you guys, right? So what I'm trying to say is I've changed my game plan over 1 million times, but I have not let these core fundamentals go. The principles inform the specifics. You can create any game plan you want. That's what Hero Health is about. It's empowering you with the superpower that most people have forgotten. How to build your physique to the top 1%. And not just build it, but keep it for life with the minimal amount of effort and the minimal amount of sacrifice to your personal goals. This is what I'm all about. I tell you what the problem with this is. Your all or nothing mindset. You thinking that all the stars have to align perfectly for you to get the results, that you have to be eating out of a wooden chopping board, that you have to avoid seed oils completely, eliminate all ultra processed foods, everything. Do 30 minutes of cardio every single day and hit 12,000 steps every single flipping day. And if you don't do one of those things, you've screwed it up, bro. That's it. You're never going to get your physique. Absolutely not. You're never going to build that physique ever. There's no point even trying. See how ludicrous that sounds? Well, that's what most people think in their heads. They're like, oh, I've got to have everything lined up and I don't have everything lined up. My life isn't together yet, so I can't make a start yet. But that very mentality of waiting to start until you get everything perfect, number one, the perfect time is never going to come. It's never going to come. The perfect time is never going to be here. The perfect time is now, bro. And number two, don't even need all those conditions that you think are important. I started literally with this. Literally this. I've had this for 3 years. This is how I started. This is how I built my first piece of muscle on this beautiful piece of architecture, this equipment, this power station, right? So if I could do it, I had a business to run, I had med school exams around the corner. You don't need all the stars to line up. You just need the fundamentals, the very foundations that I'm about to show you. So enough chatting this thing up, enough hyping these creeds up. These are the 3 creeds that I declare that are going to get you into superhero shape. Superhero shape with just 6 months of following these. No bullshit. Let's get into it. All right, brothers. This is the most powerful shit I'm ever going to share with you guys. So buckle up. The first creed to the hero body. This nutritional principle is so powerful, guys. I feel so deeply about this. And this is what stops so much people. The amount of noise out there, the amount of bullshit out there. Oh, the literature says that you've got to eat this much. Fucking shut up. You're skinny, bro. You're a geek. And this is exactly what you need to focus on. The first creed, put the past to the work. Make the food that you eat work in your favor. Let me tell you exactly why people are fat and people are not fat. I'm a medical student. I've been in the healthcare industry. I've seen with my own eyes the habits of people that are in the bottom 10% of their health and people that are in the top 10%. And the number one thing I can see is this. The people at the top, they don't eat less necessarily. Some of them eat like horses, but they put the food they eat to work. The only reason you're ever going to store body fat is because the nutrients that you're gobbling up, you are not putting to use. You're not using them to build muscle. You're not burning them through physical activity. You're not using them. So where are they going to go? They're going to get stored. And the number one efficient way to store energy in your body is through adipose cells, body fat. Okay, let's not try and get complicated here. Body fat, right? This is how you store food. What I just explained there is a calorie surplus. This is why you're fat. You have been in a calorie surplus. You eat more calories than you use. And as a result, you have to store those calories somewhere on your body fat. Okay, this is a very steep hole to be in because right now it might seem like, oh, I've just got a bit of flat around my abs. Couldn't hurt. But this is the downward spiral to metabolic syndrome, to type 2 diabetes, to inflammation around your body, causing a whole heap of chronic and preventable diseases. It's a downward spiral from there. This is why you need to get rid of your fat and you need to focus on using your food for good. The habit that people have is they eat, and then they just sit on their couch and watch some Netflix. Or they sit down and study, and they don't actually use that glucose. Why did God give us food if it's going to make us fat? That's not the point of food. The food is to fuel us. The food is to make us use it. So this is the first principle. Put the pasta to work. Whatever you eat, and I made a pasta here intentionally because you've probably heard people say, oh, don't eat pasta. It's a refined carb. It's not good for you. Bro, there's no such thing as bad food. I need to get this into your head. Any food, and when I say food, I mean real food. Food that God has created. Food that has been around over 100 years ago. Okay, this is what I mean by food because the other stuff we call food aren't really food. Okay, so let's just get that definition correctly. But there's no such thing as a bad type of food. Okay, the only thing bad is your lack of activity and the fact of eating too much of it. The dose makes the poison. Okay, it's as simple as that. This is why people are sick. They move too little, they eat too much. But the principle, put the pasta to work, solves all of it. What I mean by put the pasta to work is every single time you eat, particularly carbohydrates, you want to be using those carbs to build muscle. This is where putting the pasta to work is so powerful. It doesn't cause a bad relationship with food because food is necessary, but here's the catch. Every time you consume a source of carb, you need to use that source of carb. Go for a walk at the very least, but go to the gym. This is the most powerful thing you can do. Because at the end of the day, the only reason resources through your diet are being stored as body fat is because there's nowhere else for them to go. But if you create a stimulus for them to go into, for example, muscle damage, the nutrients are going to go into repairing that muscle, making you more jacked instead of accumulating in body fat. Okay? Put the pasta to work. Don't feel guilty about eating something that you shouldn't, quote unquote, eat. Put it to work. Use the energy that you have, the calories that you've just given your body to build some goddamn muscle. That is it. Okay? If I eat a piece of candy, I'm going to go to the gym and use that piece of candy. Very simple. Put the pasta to work. Nutrition is meant to flow into your training, and your training is meant to flow back into your nutrition. All the food that you fill yourself up is preparing you to hit it hard in the gym. And once you've hit it hard in the gym, then you can fuel up again to help you recover. So the purpose of food is to give you energy to hit it or resources to recover. That's it. Okay, simplify it like that. If there's any food that falls outside this purpose, do not eat it. So we're not putting restrictions on any type of food. We're just telling you, you got to put the food to work, put the pasta to work, okay? Straight to the bicep. You eat something, you make it work. Go straight to the bicep. I hope this makes sense. And I'm trying to dumb this down because there's so much complexity. But trust me, if you follow these, you're going to get in incredible shape. I guarantee you, Ben. Rule number 2. Most of you guys train like pussies. There's no other way to say it. Most of you guys train like a bitch. Go a bit light. Oh, let me just test myself out. Oh, I've hit my rep count. I've hit 10 reps. That's it. I'm going to stop now. Don't count the reps. Make the reps count. Putting the pasta to work, that's like making your food count. This is making the reps at the gym count. So you don't waste your time at the gym. Because I see this so much nowadays. People just going through the motions. I'm going to do this exercise and this exercise. They're counting the reps. They're training to mild discomfort. They're not getting stronger. They're not tracking their lifts and getting better. They're not. They're just showing up. You have to be very intentional. What are you trying to do at the gym? Are you just trying to burn calories? No, we're trying to build some muscle, man, because we want to look like a Greek god. So this is where rule number 2 comes in. Make the reps count. Here's how. Number 1, you've got to train at absolute failure, and you want to stick to the rep ranges of 5 to 8 reps for the majority of exercises, especially compound lifts. The reason being is because any rep range above that, you are creating unnecessary fatigue that's not actually going to create muscular adaptation. Train to failure at 5 to 8 reps. Number 2, take your time with your rests. I fell into the trap within my first year of lifting. Shut up. I fell into the trap within my first year of lifting of spending less than like 1 minute rest because I thought, the more intensity I brought to the gym, the more muscle I was building. Oh boy, was I wrong. The moment I actually stopped rushing into the sets and took my time to rest for at least 3 minutes between lifts, my strength skyrocketed and I built so much muscle. Making the reps count isn't just about volume. It's about effective volume. It requires your muscle to hit its limit, not anything else. So to do that, you need to actually give your body enough rest time so that you can give it your absolute all during that set and you can actually train to real failure. So that's rule number 2. Take time with rest. And lastly, get stronger. If you are not getting stronger in the gym, you are absolutely and utterly wasting your time. Getting stronger is the number 1 indicator that you are building muscle. Okay, so if you are not getting stronger, you need to really analyze what you're doing and why that's not the case. You might not be training hard enough. You might not be having enough rest days because recovery is equally as important. You might not be tracking your lift to intentionally overload the muscle. But the whole point is you need to be getting stronger. You need to make the session harder than the one before that. The only reason you're going to grow is adaptation. If you don't give your muscles a reason to actually grow because you give it the same stimulus as you did last time, it's not going to grow. It doesn't have a reason to grow. Muscle growth is something that the body thinks it needs to do to survive. That's how your body thinks. You need to give it that reason. Hitting PBs every flipping session. It's the second creed, making the reps count. This is the third principle. You're probably wondering, Jad, you haven't said anything about like what I actually eat and what do I do? This will answer everything, man. Don't worry. I'm going to keep it so ridiculously simple for you guys. All right. Everyone telling you, oh, eat this, don't eat that. Oh, please avoid this food. Just forget everything you know about nutrition. Because quite frankly, none of us know enough about nutrition. The literature is so weak when it comes to nutrition. People are analyzing all these studies incorrectly, quite frankly. This is the number 1 rule, that if you follow, you are going to be healthier than 99% of the population. and you're going to build muscle and you're going to lose fat. God has given us everything we need to thrive on this earth. And I have tried all types of diets. If they work for you, great. But the ultimate diet is the one that you can stick to, one that you can keep for the rest of your life and enjoy. You just want to be eating 90% single ingredient whole foods, with the bonus rule being protein is king. Prioritizing protein in every meal. You should be asking yourself every single meal, where is my protein? And if it's not there, it needs to be there. Protein first. You talk about nutrient deficiencies. Most people are protein deficient because now what is absolutely killing us and keeping us fat is the high fat and carb content in ultra processed foods with practically no protein. This is the killer. This is what is making you eat more calories. The fact that there is no protein in the foods you're eating, because protein burns more calories to digest and it keeps you full. Without that, these foods become really, really hyper palatable. We don't know when we're full. Our body isn't actually signaling properly. You know, Ozempic, GLP-1, that's something that is naturally produced in your intestine in response to, you guessed it, protein. So by eating more protein, you are practically triggering your natural Ozempic mechanism within your body. And let's not get overcomplicated. So you want to just eat more protein, prioritize protein. You consume 90% whole foods. And I truly believe out of all the natural foods that we have on this planet, there are going to be foods that you absolutely love. Now, you only have to figure this out once. Once you figure out the foods that you enjoy, just cycle those and repeat those. It is as simple as that. And this is what I mean, guys, by create your own blueprint. Ditch the ultra processed foods and find out what foods you actually enjoy eating. You only have to figure this out once, guys. But once you do, the payout is absolutely insane. You guys want a macro split breakdown? Here's a macro split breakdown. You see how much value I give you guys? You know, this is the last video I want you to watch. You keep scrolling through all these videos. Oh, let me persist. It's going to teach me. You're still here, bro. Think about it. You're still exactly where you are. This proves you don't need more information, bro. So I hope by the end of this video, you implement. This is all I want. And of course, most people don't need more information. They need implementation help. They need structure. They need someone to build it out for them. So if you need that, again, book a call in the link in the description and we'll get to work. All right. But here's the macro breakdown: carbs, protein, fats. All right. And I'm giving you rough percentages that you should be consuming of these each. Carbs, my go-to sources. I'm going to keep this so simple. All right. But I want you, again, create your own blueprint, right? Do what you enjoy, man, because that's what's going to stick to. It's going to be so rewarding for you to do this. So this is what I mean, like getting in insane shape. It doesn't have to be a chore. It doesn't have to be something that you have to commit your life to. You have to revolve your whole life around counting calories and living in the gym. Like all these things, it's just not true, man. You want to keep your lifestyle, your current lifestyle, and accelerate that lifestyle while getting jacked, okay? I call it being passively jacked, okay? This is the goal. In reality, most men don't want to be fitness influencers. They don't want to be stuck in the gym counting their calories. They want to be like Batman. They want to be in shape and not give a fuck about it, okay? This is what this is going to give you, okay? Carbs. Here are your options. Potatoes. All potatoes if you're trying to lose fat. Rice if you're trying to gain muscle. Because rice is just more calorie dense than potatoes. Look, this is not a hard and fast rule, but just something to consider. And you got fruits as well. Fruits. They're going to be absolutely amazing for your pre-workout because most of them are very fast digesting sugar, right? Sugar. Oh, woo. Sugar is not bad for you. It is the primary source of energy for your body. Your brain loves sugar. Your body loves sugar. Look, going back to rule number one, the only reason why sugar is killing you is because you aren't putting the pasta to work. You need to put the pasta to work. Do you understand? Put the sugar to work and there should be no problem with sugar. This is why I eat whatever the fuck I want. If I want a cookie, I eat the cookie. If I want ice cream, I eat ice cream because I'm putting it all to work. You understand? Protein. Number one is beef, bro. Beef is so good as a protein source. Very complete amino acid profile. It's got creatine naturally in it as well. Top. Chicken, fish, eggs. Okay, I'm going to keep it very simple. Here are your protein sources. Find one of these in every single meal that you eat, and you're going to be A-okay. Fats. Now, I want you to use fats for flavor. Okay, because fats, you want to be careful. They're quite calorie dense. Some of them have a bit more calories than protein carbs. It's very easy to overdo it, especially with your oils. So watch for those. right? And this is why I think you don't have to track calories, but it could be a very helpful awareness tool to just draw your attention to how much calories you're actually eating, because most people in reality don't know at all. They have no clue. It can really help build the awareness initially. It's a tool. Fat's what I recommend. Avocado, the fats that come with beef, the fats that come with eggs, and the fats that come with fish, particularly omega-3 fats with fish like salmon. Perfect. Okay. You need those types of fats, omega-3. Okay. So all that is sources of fats as well. And then you've got like your butter and olive oil in moderation. Of course, the vegetables. Vegetables you can just consume. They're basically 0 calories. You're not going to overconsume vegetables. They're very hard to overconsume and they're filled with micronutrients. So eat as much vegetables as you want. Doesn't matter. Eat more if you're trying to lose fat because it's going to keep you fuller. Again, I don't want to overcomplicate this video. I just want you to understand how simple it is to actually get the physique you want and just slice through all the bullshit that we're seeing online now. It takes consistency, simplicity, and structure. So, that is it, bro. Here it is. Those are the 3 creeds. Put the pasta to work, make the reps count, and eat 90% single ingredient whole foods. If you follow these for the next 6 months, you are going to be absolutely unrecognizable. So go and implement. My name is Jad. I'm a medical student and I help people get in elite shape without the BS, without sacrificing their personal goals. So if you're a driven guy who is built for more and feels like they can achieve a lot more and it has that fire within them, swipe up, book a free call with me. I'll chat with you and figure out what's really holding you back and what is needed to get to that next level. All right, brother? Hope you enjoyed this video. Absolutely action-packed. So share it with your fat cunt friends that need help. All right? Because I want to help as much people as possible.
Let's fucking go.